are there anything else that you guys found kind of interesting in terms of like some of the private market? Also, yeah, like in terms of like the valuation side and I know a lot of projects and yeah, a lot of projects are having difficulty raising at the moment because of the funding situation, because of the situation with infrastructure being shut down. I know a lot of like a lot of the banks and big banks in US are being shut down for their crypto exposure and things like that. So I know the funding environment isn't great. I would say it's horrible, actually. So there is definitely a valuation discount. There's definitely a like more teams that are kind of like struggling to raise and struggling to kind of like expand the team out. So this is like more of a two-part question of like yeah, like in terms of like the new projects and new guys that are trying to start up projects. Are you guys seeing a trend where a lot of them are just kind of quitting or like not being able to raise and like, just kind of like dragging it on? And second is like, for those that are raising and, that you do find interesting, what are some of those projects that are, getting some traction out there?
Yeah, I think I kind of have, yeah, I guess my initial response to that is I think even in this market, like the sort of top projects, they're still the top projects, right? Like whether it's like,
Mm.
monolithic L1s, execution layers, ZK rollups, like new EVM infrastructure, like EigenLayer, like I was talking about, these guys are
Mm.
still achieving like, like hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars in valuation, right? So I think a lot of these things where it's like a safer, like it's an idea that we all have already accepted within the industry, and there's like a
Mm.
reputable team, and it's like a large scale project. These rounds are actually still very very competitive, right? I think
True.
where the fundraising becomes more difficult is in more of the like um, more imaginative projects, I guess. In the projects where during the bull run everything like makes sense because everybody's so emotionally like positive, and there are no doubts about anything. Like these projects. These are the types of projects that are finding it harder to raise, and I think that
Right.
another interesting thing is I've actually been very surprised with how many teams have not quit actually, and that's been
Ah,
something.
interesting.
Yeah, that's been something that's been like a very very like uh, hopeful and positive thing for me, because I think the teams that quit, like those guys, even if they had raised, it would have been likely that they would not have shipped and they would have left, and maybe they work
Like
in
a soft rug.
yeah, and maybe they probably work in AI now or something like that. Um, but
Yeah, yeah. I tweeted
like
about that. It's like, yep, time for. I think that was when FTX crashed. I was
yeah,
like, yep,
exactly.
see you later, crypto. I'm going to AI now.
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, I've been like very impressed at the resiliency. I think a lot of the resilient teams, NFTs definitely have a lot of resilient teams. Yeah, and social, like people are still battling through within social. Um, gaming as well. I think
Mm,
yeah, there are definitely a lot of survivors, and and rest assured, like the best projects are definitely still being funded. It's definitely still a battle to try to get in those rounds, and so
true,
yeah, the
true.
overall situation is good.
Yeah.